What's going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here, and we're reacting to another episode of the originals, as we're on episode 15 of this season. I think it's officially apt to say that all hell has broken loose with the main characters, I would say, given the fact that last episode, revelations came to the surface. Of course, torture was involved for said revelations to come to the surface, but for Klaus, it was a really, really big betrayal learning about Rebecca and how she was planning on bringing Michael around, and how Marcel was involved with this plan as well. So, yeah, and it didn't help matters when Klaus was hunting down Rebecca. You had Elijah make the save for Rebecca and Marcel. So, yeah, hence why all hell has broken loose. And I feel like with, you know, how massive this... Because obviously with the story with Klaus and Michael and how Klaus feared his father, this is a really, really, really massive deal. So I'm very curious to see how things will go with this episode, given the fact that I'm expecting Klaus to be at his most unhinged, potentially. So yeah, with that said, let's get into this episode of the originals. It's episode 15 of season 1. Let's go. Oh, is this where the photo takes place? We get to see it fleshed out.
We did it, brother.
We did. Oh, the fact he's so happy. Like, look at us. Who would have thought? Oh.
Also, he speaks of you with what is a rare degree, for him at least, of respect. So you challenge him to see himself.
That's just really going in there. Oh.
Look, I'm sorry I tricked you. I wasn't after you.
What? We were just collateral damage? You almost burned her and Jackson alive in that plantation fire.
Oh, shit!
Or Celeste, or whatever you like to call yourself. How can you hate her?
Because she has done what no one else has managed to do to me for 1,000 years.
This is like the biggest... Oh, the biggest betrayal.
To match. So, to my loving sister, and my right-hand man and best friend,
there you
Marcel.
go. Like, you thought...
May
Yeah.
they find joy in each other.
Hey. Yeah, you worried where this was going to go at the beginning, and I guess you still have that worry.
Turns out they'd already betrayed me.
That's it, though, whilst he was granting them his, I guess, pardon.
One thing I'd been running from for centuries.
Shit!
He'll chase us to the ends of the earth. And he'll find
Just
us.
like Michael would with Klaus.
No one can hide forever. Especially not from an angry Michelson.
No.
Then we go through with the plan. Unless you want to spend eternity looking over your shoulder, there's only one thing that we can do.
Yeah.
There's only one place they can go.
It's risky. It's a race against time, really. Because, well, the more Klaus gets better, the more risk there'll be.
Of my family, her power now flows through your veins.
Yeah, so be grateful.
Now, once Sabine manipulates those around her, she will do what she has always done. She will jump into another body and disappear, leaving your witches powerless.
She's just gonna abandon you.
Not many go up against those odds and live to tell the story. Have you?
Oof. Nah.
I'm still standing here, aren't I?
Still bitter feelings.
I've gone up against the...
I'm an intelligent man myself, so have a seat.
Shit.
And let me tell you what I learned.
That's
about
really
you
shaking
this
him, because it's like, holy shit, how did he
Marcel
do
Gerard.
that?
You chafe, so I'm going to make you a promise.
Oh no.
I won't hurt Rebecca.
If
Truth
you
be told, she was
tell
always
where
my favorite.
Klaus is.
And this city, you can have it.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah.
But first, You must tell me where to find my sons.
Tale of forbidden love. A Romeo and Juliet of sorts.
Yeah, I was gonna make that mention.
On the day they're to marry,
No.
family and long festering hatred intervene. Thousands are massacred. A father even kills his own child in the final act.
Great. It's just great, isn't
I
it?
can almost appreciate.
She's all yours.
Are you suggesting that we hold her
I mean, this is desperate for Haley, but
captive for an entire
it's
month?
not gonna work.
Would take an army.
And I've got one.
Yeah, they won't. I don't know if they'll suffice, as great as they are.
We both know that she'll leave you in the end to be with them. And I know that as long as she's alive,
Oh,
and
it's a
happy and fulfilled in ways
lose-lose.
that you can't
Yo,
even imagine,
that is
then I'll
so.
get my revenge. So
That is so cold from Celeste. That, well, you take this opportunity away from her, and she will hate you. You lose everything. And even if you give her the jar, you lose everything. Cold. There we go. Oh my god! Damn, he just really... like ripping paper in half!
Both into ash.
I just want to talk.
You mercilessly hunt us for centuries. You laid waste to half of Europe. Now you simply wish to talk.
It was your
Yeah.
bastard brother I hunted, not you. Never you.
The noble
My
Elijah.
blood. You erase them. So yes, I'm asking you to help me kill your brother.
Oh my god. You could
Keep
not
saying
do
kill,
that.
But you're immortal.
Choose, son.
Jesus Christ. Come on, Elijah. I mean, we know he's gonna survive this, but...
I will always choose him.
holy shit! Shit.
What is that?
What the heck?
A white oak steak.
So he
My
just...
own special version.
oh, yeah, okay.
And unlike my father's, this one cannot
He just
be
casually hit that there.
But by hunting Rebecca and Marcel down to the ends of the earth, by terrorizing them the way you yourself were terrorized.
Exactly what I was mentioning.
Don't become your father.
It's just
You know, I've
you,
been called every
like
shade
father,
of
like
monster
son.
last knew. My father.
I mean, if the
Michael
boot
was the monster
fits...
monsters were afraid of. Come, let me show you.
holy shit, that line. Oh.
I wonder if they have any idea how lucky they are to have you.
Just seal it, Elijah. Lock in. Give her a reason to stay. Because that's it, though. He's going to be worried.
you just lost the girl. The girl you never made a move on because you were so
He's
desperate
so
to save your family.
stalling. Yeah.
And now your family lies in ruins.
My family, despite all that you have done, will heal in time.
If you had the time, maybe. But you really think Rebecca ran far and fast from here? I bet she didn't.
She's long gone.
It's like
Is
she's
she?
like 10 steps ahead. Shit!
You know your city's history? That night in 1919 when the Opera House burnt down on this very spot? That was my father at his worst.
Oh, yeah.
I would advise
It's like a gun,
against
isn't it? Like,
trying to
you know, when
flee.
they're in the back of the seat?
I can drive this into your heart before you can even think that you were not mine. Most likely. Easy now, boy. Don't worry. Death will come.
This is
We need to have a little
tormenting.
I will die, knowing my hatred of you was just. I will fall, proud of all I have achieved here.
He's on top of the mountain here.
Michael, if you're
Not
going
Dad.
to kill... What a show it was. Michael, who compelled the audience to watch it all.
And laugh and
to applaud as if it were the drollest of comedies.
Well, that's it though.
And as we fled for our lives, he burnt it all to the ground.
With all of them watching?
And with it, we assumed Marcel.
Oh my god! That is fucked!
And it, but all that we had built died. As did the last shred of me that felt human.
Shit.
That is what my father took from me that night.
You'll trust no one and spend the rest of eternity alone.
It's like the crazy ex, isn't she?
I'm afraid you're trapped. Boundary spell.
Like, get over it, Celeste.
You must.
I will not leave you behind.
I swear I will join you. Go. Get to Venus someplace
Oh
safe.
no, this is bad. This be bad, folks.
This body has been a hell of a lot of fun. I do think it's time I find someone else to play in.
No, she's not gonna kill herself. I mean, the tale as old as time for Celeste, isn't it? Yo. And it just really, really, you know, presses on emotions for Elijah who gets seeing Celeste die.
Non. Tout est possible. Ce n'est pas
Shit, Elijah! She was not accounting for that. No provisions made. Damn!
Davina, you're okay? Hey, you're safe now. You hear me? You're safe. I won't let anyone hurt you, okay?
Hey, happy days. Well, happy days are about to come to an end here.
Rebecca! I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that. Oh, that humanity. It hurts for Klaus with everything going on with Elijah staying back. Oh, shit.
She's mine.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. No! 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 You can't do that shit! That's messed up, man. That is messed up. Intense, isn't it, though? It's really, really, really intense. Oh, but I kind of dig it, though, the story. Like, even utilizing the flashbacks and all of that in regards to, you know, how obviously Klaus had to flee from Michael in 1919. And the demise of Marcel, of course. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking tale, like, especially for Klaus feeling at home, of course, and Rebecca losing Marcel. It also kind of fills in the gaps, doesn't it? Like I said, it explains why Elijah wasn't with them in 1922. I'm dating back to the Vampire Diaries when we had that flashback when, you know, Klaus and Rebecca was with Stefan. So, yeah, but... Oof, good story, good episode. You're gonna have to, like, imagine waiting a week or even a month. I'd say that because obviously, especially if you're on a 20 odd episode season, you'll have certain breaks where it'll take a month before we resume with the story. So imagine if they implemented the month break right there. I imagine it was like you'll have to find out what happens next week scenario, but it would just be absolutely cold-blooded if they did that, because that is a very, very intense way to end this episode of the originals. All three siblings ready to squabble, so yeah, they'll sort it out. It's, you know, siblings squabbling, it always works out well in the end. But I don't know if it will for Klaus. I mean, because that's it though. You gotta yeah, I mean, you got to imagine that there is so much hurt going through Klaus, given obviously the whole Michael situation. We got to see how painful that was during the flashback. So it is gonna. It's probably one of the biggest betrayals Klaus has ever faced. I mean, it's not just the fact that you went to Daddy Dearest. Daddy, not Daddy Dearest, I guess, because obviously we know that Klaus's father was someone else, and even Michael acknowledged that to, you know, his disgust, really. So, yeah, you bring him into the fold, someone that Klaus has already established that he doesn't want to encounter again. He's been running from, and he, you know, and it's not just that though. It's the fact that you've built this home. New Orleans is yours, and you can feel a peace here, and there is that shred of humanity that Klaus is feeling, and it's just painful, really, isn't it? So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode so much. The flashbacks were just great. Davina's back, awesome. I was a bit surprised because I was thinking, okay, well, Genevieve has to die. I mean, we lost Bastiana, who, and Celeste, I guess, and we'll get onto that in a moment, but we lost Bastiana, who, I was just thinking, did she really do anything since her revival? Really? Not really. So, I mean, we had Genevieve, who, tortured and I guess brought the revelations out to the surface to Klaus, and, you know, with Rebecca involved. So yeah, but I just felt like, I mean, I guess she had a story with the flashbacks with the harvest and how this was all important for Davina in terms of, well, her having to die to complete the harvest so that the reaping can commence, I guess. So yeah, but since her revival, nada. But yeah, like I said, I was a bit surprised that Davina did come back, given the fact that, I mean, well, she was the last one to as I mentioned, she had to die for the harvest. It was left in limbo because of her refusal to die. So I was thinking, okay, well, she's got to wait in line. There's no shortcut. She's got to wait in line, right? Because, yeah, she was the last one to die, so all four, like, I guess all four witches have to, like, die, really, because she was the last one to die, so, but, yeah, I mean, I am really curious to see if this is it for Celeste. I mean, it would be very, very appropriate as well, given the fact that she was so ahead of the game, really, in regards to screwing over Elijah in this episode. With the fact that, well, no, this cure is legit. I mean, and this works perfectly for me. She's like the crazy ex, isn't she? Can't leave her well enough alone. But this is perfect for me, because if she takes this, then you lose everything, basically, because she, you know, she won't want to hang around with this mess, etc., and she'll have her family back. But if you keep this, if you have this assumption that I'm bullshitting and just destroy this, then you lose everything because of the fact that you just took away that opportunity for her to fulfill her story, for her to break this curse, etc. So it's really, and it's not just that though, but it's also, oh yeah, you know, Rebecca and Marcel, obviously, you know, you told them to run, basically, but they're running back and they're putting themselves in harm's way, and that's been going on in the background. All these shenanigans with Rebecca and Marcel and Klaus just coming back to the forefront. That's been going on in the background whilst, and it fits in really, really well in terms of Elijah. You go back a couple of episodes where Elijah had to make a choice in regards to saving Haley, saving Klaus, or saving Rebecca. It fits in really, really well with that, doesn't it? Because of the fact that, well, this shit is happening in the background, so... and again, like, Haley's 2 for 2, so... yeah, but... I mean, she is just obsessed and unhinged. But I guess that might be it for Celeste. Unless we do see her come back. I mean, she was surprised. Like I said, it was a very, very... Pardon me, a very appropriate way for her story to potentially end, because, you know, she was playing 4D chess or whatever it was, and she didn't account for, for Monique to part ways with her, basically. So yeah, but it was really, really great stuff, and I'm just kind of expecting her to jump into another body. So yeah, and you know, it just really puts my comments in the last episode it just throws that into redundancy if this is it for Celeste, because I'm like, how do we stop it? She's like a lich, and then, you know, she comes back, oh nope, you're dead again. So yeah, but. And the fact that Elijah was the one to put an end, like, there is that detachment, isn't there? So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, this was really, really great stuff. Cammy just continuing to shine on this show. I mean, I really love her character so much. I mean, you do love the Klaus and Cammy interactions usually, but this was very imperative in terms of trying to, like, he's obviously pissed with everyone at the minute, barring Cammy, and Cammy is the one that can potentially bring him into the light. So, and obviously, as I mentioned in this episode, this is going to be, before this episode, this is going to be an episode where Klaus is at his most unhinged. So here's Cammy, who's trying to bring some sense into things, and she even made a good point in regards to bringing up the comparisons to what he is doing is no different from what Michael did to Klaus. So, yeah, and it was just very, very interesting to see Cammy just brave it through, in terms of not being deterred by Klaus's unhinged attitude, and I guess being there, really, in terms of, I guess Klaus filling in the blanks in terms of what happened in 1919 as well, but also sympathizing with Klaus so much in regards to what happened, but also trying to not get him to go on to this unhinged nature, making comparisons about her losing her brother. Yeah, it was really, really, really great stuff. So, and it just shows that Cammy is very, very, I guess, resourceful in terms of, obviously, with Klaus, he has so much reason in his mind to deal with Rebecca, with Marcel, and you've got Cammy, who's just trying to, like, okay, what happened may have been bad, but here's why you shouldn't be like Michael, basically. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you just felt like that's it, though, especially during the well, I guess not just the final bit of flashback, but also the penultimate bit of flashback when you saw the interaction with Michael and Klaus. You did feel so bad for Klaus. And fully, in that moment, I felt like he has been the most vulnerable he has been in a long time. Because of the fact that he was so at home in New Orleans, he, you know, said to Rebecca, the only reason why I kept interfering in all of that is because of the fact that there would be a history of hurt, wouldn't there, if you had to run, etc., leave Marcel behind, and then that's exactly what happened, of course, at the end of the day, because, we saw the carnage that Michael created. The fact that all those people died as well, and Marcel supposedly died, but obviously lived. But also it helped fill in the blanks, the flashbacks with Elijah staying behind, because in 1922 we had Rebecca with Klaus, and they met with Stefan, of course. But no Elijah, and now we know why, because Elijah decided to hold, try to hold the line, really, in terms of the force that is Michael. So, yeah. And it was just heartbreaking, really, in terms of that separation from Elijah to Rebecca and Klaus. But like I said, I feel like it's not just the fact that Klaus felt at home, but you could really see that in his character in the flashbacks. He was so let loose, and this is the most humane, I would say, Klaus has been. So it really does. It really does pile on the whole disgust, you would say, that Klaus has for Rebecca, for everyone who conspired against him in regards to bringing Michael to the forefront. It's not just the fact that, you know, this guy is my worst demon, but that happiness has just been washed away. You know, you ruined this happiness, this humanity that I felt. There was a strand of humanity that I clung on to, and yeah, so it is really sad stuff. But I mean, Michael is just a piece of shit anyways. I mean, you didn't, I say you, obviously, well, there was a bit of flashback earlier on in this season of the original, so you got to see how Michael was, but even on the Vampire Diaries, we already acknowledged how difficult Michael was, and how abusive he is, and he is not a good person whatsoever. And I feel like with this episode, if you've just watched the originals, you get a real good dose about how cruel Michael is, really. It doesn't just necessarily have to, you know, you don't necessarily have to pinpoint the opera house from burning to get a grasp of that, but just his interactions with Klaus. So, and it's just really sad stuff. So, but obviously when the curtains was raised and seeing how he had the person that Klaus was sleeping with killed the Marcel and all of that, it was just really messed up. That's a sadistic attitude to have for Michael. So that is true psychopath levels. So, but at the end of the day, he's just a horrible person. He's a horrible father. He's a horrible person. And it just really does, sucks so much, doesn't it? So, and it was really bold. Like, the interactions he had, we saw with Elijah as well, with Michael, was just really chilling. Like how he was like, I'll always choose my brother, was just, ooey. But yeah, it was just really sad stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I felt like you felt so bad for Klaus. That's the big takeaway. Like, especially seeing the flashbacks, obviously going into present day, you don't want him to go through. You don't want him to turn into Michael, and that's where he's veering towards. So, and some people might say that they do have it coming, etc. Like, you could understand, and that's it though. I can understand why Klaus would be very, very pissed. So, because I mean, there is that happiness, there is that humanity that you could say that Rebecca and Marcel were responsible for in terms of taking away from because they made contact with Michael, and yeah, but you don't want him to veer onto the same direction Michael did, I guess. So yeah. And there was, of course, a little bit of fear with Michael, with Marcel and Rebecca in regards to getting that opportunity to be together, right? And then ultimately they didn't even need to, but the damage was done at that point, wasn't it? So, yeah. But it is just a tragic tale. Even with even understanding like the fact that with Klaus, he didn't want to abandon Marcel, but he had no choice, of course, unless both Marcel and Klaus died, of course. We got to see that come into fruition in terms of explaining, okay, well, what created the split between Marcel and yeah, so. But it's just it was just really, really sad stuff, really. So, yeah. But I did really enjoy this episode. I am really intrigued to see how we're gonna solve things with the sibling squabble. I know it's a bit more than that, but yeah. I mean, it was just really, really great stuff, especially seeing that humanity with Klaus in the flashbacks. And giving a bit more poignancy to Klaus's whole story in terms of, him coming back to New Orleans. I mean, we saw that there was a good period before Michael, of course, showed up, in terms of Klaus, with this whole union going on. He was in a great place, and it does give a bit of poignance to Klaus coming back to New Orleans and reclaiming everything. Especially now that Michael, well, spoiler alert, but especially with Michael being dead, there is no reason to fear, and yeah, so. But yeah, really great stuff. Really enjoyed this episode. So, awesome. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time.